Welcome to another episode of Healthy and Weight Podcast, where we discuss health issues ranging from physical, mental, emotional, as well as current fads. Today, we're going to be talking about the great movement, the transition to a toxin-free lifestyle. And please allow me to introduce you to Nicole. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you.
Yes, Nicole is a registered holistic nutritionist, a health expert. Is that correct? A health expert. Am I saying that correct? And also, she started a recent movement called the Great Movement back in 2018. Am I saying that correct? Are we good? I just want to make sure I don't falsely give you information. And is there anything else that you feel like you want to add to your background that viewers and listeners are interested, that would be interested to know?
Yeah, I mean, I went from a corporate background in the food industry, and it was my child that had 75 food allergies that woke me up and redirected me to a brand new career as a holistic nutritionist. So that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, is where it all started with my baby.
That's nice. Now, for a lot of people, as I mentioned, the topic is the Great Movement. So what is the Great Movement and how does it relate to being toxin free?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking. Yeah, the Gorgeous Gray movement started in a moment of, I'm going to say, weakness or desperation, or just looking for support, when I finally decided that I wanted to ditch the dye for the health of it. And after my last, I guess, cover up of my roots, which I was covering up every 3 weeks, I had long, dark, black hair. And every 3 weeks I would go in and get another round on my head, and I was starting to react. I was starting to get rashes. I was starting to get headaches. I was starting to get what's I call a toxic tongue. So if you've ever had something in your body where it's trying to get out, maybe it's your skin will react. For me, whenever I have something in my body that's trying to get out, my tongue literally, well, your tongue is a release organ, a detox organ. And so I literally had to scrape my tongue for 2 days to get this literally layer of white scum off of my tongue.
Sorry, excuse my facial, just excuse me.
I know, it is disgusting. And so in that moment I said, that's enough. So I remember on a Saturday morning, I'm like, I need some love. I need some support. I'm going to just find out if there's any other woman out there that is looking for a community that can say, hey, I've decided to go on this journey. I'm scared as hell. I've got so many fears. I've got insecurities, but wonder if a few women will come along with me in this journey. And in that weekend, I had over 100 women joining me. And I thought, there was the nudge from the divine to say, you're on the right path. Keep on going.
So that's what prompted you to start, because it was mainly a lot of health issues, and you just like, okay, this is not working for me anymore. I have to find the root cause. And then you wanted a community, and you felt like that was, and you found 100 people. Wow. A lot of people, I think, it's funny, based on what you said, you don't know what other people are facing until you say something. And then when they can relate, then you know, okay, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Then that being said, when you found 100 people and now you're starting, what were the major challenges that you had when you first transitioned from a toxin lifestyle to a non-toxic lifestyle?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was definitely, when I think about that journey, what ended up happening was that was one level of getting rid of the toxins, for sure, was my hair. But I was also asking myself as a nutritionist, where else in my world am I ignoring the toxins? So as I started to dig deep, I looked at my makeup and I'm like, okay, I could improve in my makeup. I could still improve in my body care. Maybe my hair care wasn't as perfect as it could be. Was I drinking out of plastic or storing my food in plastic containers? There was a little bit of that still. And ladies, one of the biggest things that I so was addicted to was perfect nails, because I was a nail biter all of my life. So when I went through my divorce 5 years ago, I told myself I will never have nail biting fingers again. And I would go to the nail salon every 2 weeks and I would get my pretty nails. I get my gels on it. I get my toenails done. And I did that for years. So when I was deep diving in a toxic free, lifestyle, I was like, holy cow, the level of toxicity that I was putting in my body from my weekly habit of nail polish. I mean, there's a reason, ladies, why the hair salon ladies are putting masks on when they're working in the salon. And so that was a whole other thing that I had to kind of get rid of. So it was layers deep. It wasn't just hair dye. It was like, where else can I go? So it was a process. It didn't happen overnight, but it was definitely month after month, just getting cleaner and cleaner and cleaner
I
for
think you
better
just
health.
ruined a lot of nail salons for people just talking. I didn't know they were that toxic.
Yeah, cancer causing. There are ingredients in nail polish that are carcinogens.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I cried. I'm just gonna say,
I'm about to
well,
start
I
crying
was
right
crying.
now.
Yeah, I had tears. Trust me, it was a hard unfolding of the truth, and I was like, damn, I have to deal with
Oh,
this. But I'm okay with it now, and I don't have anything on my nails, and they're short, and I keep them short, and I'm okay with it now. And guess what? I love myself more than I did with the pretty nails. Isn't that cool?
that's nice. You know what? Based on what you just said, I think you're making me rethink because I never used to do my nails. I started, but then you're saying, okay, maybe you need to step back and go back to natural, and that could be a lot of issues that you may be facing that I may not even know, and they come
Right.
down the line, come down in the future for me. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that feedback. Now, to add to that, a lot of women are listening to you, and you're saying, well, is it fair to say a lot of women find that they are willing to sacrifice their health for beauty? And I guess by using those toxic substances, are there alternative substance they can use that still keeps them, in the word beauty, in their eyes?
Right. Well, I think what happens is, we're all on a journey, and we have these like maybe small wake up calls along the
Okay.
way, and they might start as whispers, right? And you have things going on in your body, and it's a whisper, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm still fine, right? And as you age, and for me, I'm 49, I will be
Oh,
50 this year. I'm I'm like, okay, Nicole, where are, some of my health challenges? And probably the last 2 years, my period started to change and my hormones started to change. And
aw,
I ended up gaining weight so fast, and it was showing up in body parts that I've never seen before. And as a woman and as a nutritionist that specializes in healthy lifestyle, and
I know
I'm
what
an
you mean.
activist when it comes, that was one of my, I'm going to say, loud wake up calls. Because as women, when we start to gain rapid weight, we pay attention. So as I say,
Yes.
the universe woke me up really fast, and I was in panic mode to say, how can I fix this weight? Because I changed nothing. I was still going to the gym 6 days a week. I was still eating my clean eating. And so I say it was another wake up call, but it was a loud wake up call that allowed me to pay attention to, okay, Nicole, what's going on with your hormones? And when I told you about all the chemicals and the plastics and the nail polish,
Yeah.
what's in all of those toxic products is hormone disruptors.
Really.
So as women, you can, and we start to see this in 30-year-olds now, early 40s, that they're getting all of these really unhealthy symptoms, and it can be avoided, or because they're just loading their bodies up with all these hormone disruptors. So I'm a huge advocate now just to wake women up to say, hey, did you know, or are you aware that, the stuff you're putting on your face and your hair and what you're, putting your perfume on and your nails may be a big contributor to your health challenges or your future health challenges. But your question is, are there healthy alternatives? Yes, that is the good news. Hey, ladies, I knew I needed to do this at age 35, and it took me till age 47 to be brave enough and bold enough and to get a wake-up call to go, great. So I knew back then when I went to nutritional school that hair dye would not serve my health, but I took the chance. I took the risk. I was like, it won't happen to me. I'll be fine. I eat healthy. I exercise. So I'm going to just take the chance, the risk of those chemicals going in my body, and hopefully my body being able to detox them so they won't contribute to poor health or harm. But the good news is there are alternatives. So you can go for henna. If you wanted to do henna, there
I
are
heard that.
right?
Yeah.
So natural herb plants have been used for thousands of years. I interviewed a beautiful woman that used to be in the toxic hair industry and had so many health challenges. She closed shop and opened up a pure henna salon, and that's all
Aw.
she does. And she's in Whitby, Ontario. And so, yeah, you can go on and Google. I think she's actually the only henna hair salon in Canada that I had discovered.
I didn't even know one existed. Like I didn't know
Right?
like that was an option. That's really
Yeah.
nice to know. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So there is that. There are organic hair salons as well that are popping up everywhere. So if you
Okay.
just Google organic hair salon in your area, I live close to the Newmarket area, which is above Toronto. And there are actually 2 organic hair salons in that area. I know both of the owners, and they both use the same products that come from Europe and Australia,
Okay, then,
and very healthy and clean. When you walk in, you will notice a difference right away, that you're not, smelling that, toxic hair dye that you might not even be oblivious to until you make the
because you're
change.
used to it.
You're
Then
used to
okay,
it.
for people that are not within the GTA, like are there ways there that they can buy online, or like I'm
Yeah.
thinking there should be alternatives online too as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are definitely some healthy alternatives as well. Herbitant is probably the #1 selling
Really?
self, like you can do it yourself at home. It's in a green box. It's very available in most of the grocery stores,
Okay.
and they're in over 40 countries. So you have easy access to go. The boxes range in Canada about $15 to $20. So yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, but they take the top 8 nasties out and don't have that really high level of chemical smell.
That makes sense. And then okay, I like that. I didn't know that. That's really, thank you for sharing that. For a lot of people that are listening, they're like, okay, so we hear you, Nicole. Like there's opportunities. Like I know that you had to have an aha moment for you to change, right? And some people are like, okay, it's too hard. I need my hair dye, and that may be too expensive. Like, what advice would you tell them why they should even consider making that change? High level, like.
High level. Well, there has been some new research in the last year that has come out that a lot of the ingredients in the traditional hair products today are cancer causing. They have carcinogen ingredients in it. And some of those ingredients that are allowed in Canada or allowed in the US in our hair color are actually banned in Europe because of the
Really?
level of dangerous. Yes. So here's what I'm saying. If you're not ready, that's okay. Choose healthier choices. It's kind of like when I talk to a client and I say, okay, we're going to up your food. So let's move to more like organic. Let's go for an organic apple or an organic strawberry and reduce the toxic load. It's kind of the same message when it comes to hair care or your shampoos or your cream rinses, or if you are gray hair like me, that you get a purple shampoo. Again, that is on the healthier side. Yes, you're going to pay a little bit more money, but I say that you pay now or you pay later.
Understood.
Breast cancer is on the rise. 1 in 8 Canadian women are expected to get breast cancer, and that is just not okay. And so we as women need to take charge of our own health, empower ourselves to say our breasts, our health are so worth it, and we're going to invest now so that we don't get that diagnosed down the road.
Okay, I appreciate that. And a lot of people may not know, interesting fact about you is that you have a book coming out called Get Naked with Your Natural Hair Color. Tell us what made you write that book?
Yeah, well, I'm very spiritual. I connect every day to my higher power. And after I did the Gorgeous Gray movement that weekend, I would like to say that divine literally kicked me out of bed at 4 a.m. in the morning. And I had never been so eager to get down into my office and start writing. And I'm like, this is really weird. I don't know why I'm here. And in my meditative state of just being still and listening to the messages, they said, Nicole, just write, just write, just write, just write. You have so much to share. You've got a beautiful story. You could help so many more women start to take control of their health through your storytelling. So back in probably like end of October of 2018, I just started writing.
And when's it coming out? Is it coming out soon, or like, so, and
Yeah.
where can we find this? And
Yeah. So here's the title. This is what it looks like. It's Get Naked with Your Natural Hair Color. Yes, that is me on the cover, naked. I do not have a twin sister. Maybe I should say I have a twin sister. And the book is coming out and available on Amazon on April 25th.
Congratulations. I think based on this conversation I'm having with you, you seem to have a lot of knowledge. You seem to have, like, you seem passionate about this, and you seem like you're basing your book and how you speak based on education and your personal experience. And I appreciate that, because a lot of people write, like, you never know, a lot of people write stuff based on just an idea or what they've been taught, but they never lived through it.
Right.
And I guess it generally, if somebody wants to reach out to you, like, what is next for Nicole? Like, that's basically what, after the book, what are you doing? Or how can they reach out? Where can they find more information about your great movement?
Absolutely. So if you go to my website,
We'll have
nicolescott.ca,
that.
so
Yes.
really easy. There's a couple really cool tools on there. So the first tool that you can download is 6 ways to transition to gray. So there's actually a free guide.
Nice.
You can sign up with my newsletters, and every week I am educating you about really healthy beauty options. If you follow me on social media, my feed is Own Your Sparkle on Instagram as well as Facebook. So
Nice.
I try to just add a lot of value and information. So whether I find a great product, a clean product, whether it be for the body, the food, and I really do a lot of empowerment. I do a lot of videos. I just started up my YouTube channel.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then once a month, I coach women online, and I call it my Sweet Body Detox. And I hold your hand between 10 days and 30 days, whatever you will give me, depending on how committed you are to start to detox your body. And you can find all that information on my website and learn about how you can join my next Sweet Body Detox.
I like that. Now, before we let you go, first of all, I want to say thank you. I really liked, I did a lot of research on you first. And I really liked what you had to say. And in addition to that, a lot of people don't realize that, it's okay to be great, but even it's also, you have to step back and look at your health more in respect to what you put in and what you put on your body and what you put inside your body. I think that's the message that you're trying to say. And this is what I understood. So if I'm wrong in what I'm saying, please re-educate me. But before I let you go, is there anything you want to add to the viewers or the listeners about why you're so passionate about this?
Yeah, for sure. If I could just give you any hope in my journey of, 40, almost 50 years, the beauty that I have experienced on this journey is always in the unknown, is always in the fear, is always in the doubt. And I always say that magic happens just outside our comfort zone. And so if you're listening and you're feeling a little, uncomfortable to take that step, that's when you know you need to do it. Because I would have never expected in a million years that the decision to stop going gray would lead into a movement, would lead into a book, would lead me into loving my gray hair more than my dark black hair. I never thought I would chop off my long black hair thinking that I needed it to look hot and sexy and to find and attract a man. But now in my growth of being gray and having gone through the I call it the empowerment stage of transition, because you really do give birth to a new person, a new you, a new perspective. That's the most beautiful part of the journey. I know for so many women, you fear that journey, you fear that transition. But if I could give you any advice, the best part of my journey has been when my hair has been every single color and going out to the world in a not kept state and being okay with that.
So being comfortable in your skin. I like that. And so that being said, I appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, you can reach out to Nicole directly on Instagram. If you want her to come back and talk about her movement, please feel free to email us or please don't forget to comment, share. And thank you again very much for joining us, Nicole. I sincerely appreciate it. I learned a lot. I really did.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today on our weekly episode on Health Your Way podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share with others, and please feel free to comment below and ask any questions on topics we've discussed, as well as future topics you'd like to hear about. Have a happy and healthy week, and be sure to tune in next week for the next episode on our Health Your Own Way podcast.